Welcome once again to the channel. I am Octane, and today we take a look at possible deck combination. So we're going to go straight in and we're going to look at the non-event combination first. So this one is a non-event combination that works really well. It gives decent damage. The damage that I was able to deal using this combination, the highest damage with one key was over 244 trillion. I was able to deal just over 1 quadrillion for the entire deck using 3 keys, so it's not a bad damage dealer. It uses Vision of the Void, which is an old ultimate form. It's 1 year old. It creates 4 Earth Power Gem 4s plus 1 more per 200 are Beast Killer intensity. It increases the damage done by Beast Killer by 4% per Earth Gems on the board for 1 turn. Charge rate is 9, the cooldown is 3. It's got 2 passive. The first passive, at the start of each turn, it destroys all non-Earth Gems and heal for 150% of your recovery for each gem destroyed. The second passive is a gem raining ability. At the start of each turn, it moderately increases the spawn rate of Earth Gems. The next one is the main damage dealer for the deck, which is Brothers in Banditry. This is a really good utility card. Not sure if the retro pack for this deck is gonna come out for this this event. However, if it does come out, do try and go up to at least tier 3 to see if you can get either a Master Collection or an ultra rare from the pack. This one creates 6 Earth Power Gem 6s. Then the next time it attacks, it increases its own self damage by 300%. Now that 300% combined with all the other damage increase that this deck has got will be quite significant. It also dispels blind, which is one of the debuff that we've got this event. It's got a 3-turn cooldown, 9 gems to charge. It's got 2 passive. The first one is Community Coalition. Whenever this hero attacks, it creates 1 Earth Power Gem 4 for each Earth Commander on the team. So we are actually running 5 Earth Commanders, sorry. So we will be creating 5 extra Power Gem 4s. Second passive is given to the poor. At the start of each turn, it upgrades all Earth Gems 1 rank. It affects all gems below rank 5. So it upgrades all Power Gems below rank 5, and it upgrades gems to Power Gems. The next card is United Shard Bearers, and this one gives us a boost, and it's quite good as well because it does dispel, I think it dispels blind as well. So this creates 6 Earth Power Gem 6s and increase Earth Commander damage by 80% for 1 turn. The first passive creates 4 extra Earth Power Gem 5s at the start of each turn. So it has the ability to create 10 Earth Power Gems. The second passive is another increase on your damage, so it permanently increases commander damage by 50%. So it gives you a grand total of 130% damage increase whenever you activate the battle skill. So you activate the battle skill, you get 80, and you got the 50% permanent, so that gives you 130. Starfall Hunters. So this one doesn't really dispel, no, this one doesn't dispel blind. Only Brothers in Banditry actually dispels blind. Starfall Hunters is the Master Collection card for Shard Bearers, and it increases Earth Commander damage by 80% for 1 turn. That's what the battle skill does. The passive creates 4 Earth Power Gem 5 at the start of each turn. So you get 4 Earth Power Gem 5s from this card. You're not actually generating a lot of Power Gems using this combination. However, it does decent damage. So if you've got a card within your collection that can give you pretty decent gem production, you can take out one of your Starfall Hunters and add it to the combination, and that will give you a bit more gem. But if it's not gonna create at least 15 power gems, you might want to run 2 Starfall Hunters, because the extra damage increase does add up to a lot. If you've got a card that's gonna give you, say, 6 or 7 power gem 6s, that's not gonna make much of a difference. The 80% damage boost that one of these cards give you will work out to be far more than an extra 9 power gem 6s. The next combination up is the one that I'm actually using for the ultimate, the solo bosses, and the guild bosses. Works really well. Actually took me up to, I think, level 28 on the ultimate bosses, but poison wreaks havoc when you get up to that level, because the bosses hit very hard when you get up to that level, plus poison actually doesn't really help out a lot. You don't really dispel poison as often, so when you die, some of the time you die twice in one go, you don't really heal with the second passive. With the passive on this one, which is last stand, once per battle, instead of dying, you survive and fully heal. Well, I've died twice in one hit, and I didn't fully heal the second time when I died, so not sure what that's all about. Probably it's a bug or something, but that surely didn't work. But Mariachi Marundas is the current ultimate form. It's a really good ultimate form, a brilliant utility card, a brilliant power gem spawner, and it does give you quite a lot of boost. It creates 4 Earth power gem 6s. Now that's when you activate your battle skill. For 2 turns, it increases Earth commander damage by 80%, and when another Earth commander activates an attack or damage buff, it creates an extra 4 more Earth power gem 5s. It hasn't got any upper limit. The only thing that actually stops this card from producing some crazy amount of power gems is the amount of cards that you can actually have on your deck. If you've got 4 cards on your deck that's gonna boost your damage or attack, this one just keeps on spawning power gem 5s as soon as you activate their battle skill. So it's really nice. And in GVG fight, because I used it this morning in my GVG deck, and it worked really well. The ability to actually the ability to actually die and come back twice is really helpful in GVG, so it's a brilliant GVG card as well. So the next card up is Quick Step Juanita. Quick Step Juanita is a really good gem producer as well. It's got the same ability to produce gems based on attack and damage buff. So it creates 4 Earth power gems when you activate the battle skill, and for the next 2 turns, whenever Earth commander activates an attack or damage buff, it creates an extra 4 more. Now that is really useful, because if you manage to get the ultra rare and not the master collection card to create the ultimate form, you can use this in a combination, and actually it will work pretty well. So it's a decent, I believe it's a really decent ultra rare. The master collection card is pretty good as well. I can't see one being better than the other. The only thing that tops the master collection card and the ultra rare is the ultimate form, which has got both abilities. So master collection card is really good because it does give you that 80% damage, and then it can go up to 160. So it's really good. It's got the revive as well, which makes it absolutely brilliant. So we've got a brilliant ultimate form, a brilliant master collection card, and a really brilliant ultra rare. So all in all, I would say the 3 main cards on this deck is really good this week. Diego is the master collection card, and Diego, as I said, it creates 4 Earth power gem 6s. It increases Earth command damage by 80% for 2 turns. Every time you activate Revive or Last Stand, it increases the buff by 40%. So it can give you up to a maximum of 160. How that works is whenever you die the first time and you revive with an encore, it actually increases your damage by extra 40. If you die a second time and you've got the Ultra Rare or the Master Collection card, then Last Stand actually kicks in, which gives you an extra 40% added on top of that 120 that you already have got, and that gives you 160. So it's a really good Master Collection card. It's not better than the Ultra Rare, and the Ultra Rare is not better than the Master Collection card. Often we have a Master Collection card that is far better than the Ultra Rare, and we've got Ultra Rare that's far better than Master Collection card, but this week that's not the case. United Shard Bearers create 6 Earth Power Gem 6s, and it increases Earth Command damage by 80% for 1 turn. It creates 4 Earth Power Gem 5s at the start of each turn, and permanently increase it damage by 50%. Brothers in Banditry, I spoke about Brothers in Banditry on the next combination. So Brother in Banditry is a really good utility card. What it does is it creates 6 Earth Power Gems, and it upgrades power gems below rank 5, and it actually upgrades gems from just being normal gems to 1 rank higher. At the start of each turn, that's when it does it, and at the start and at the end of a turn, it creates whenever it attacks, it creates 1 Earth Power Gem for every Earth Commander that's on the team. And this one I'm actually using for the solo bosses. Now this combination is for the quest map. We've got Vision of the Void, and Vision of the Void is a gem destroyer. What it's gonna do, it's gonna create 4 Earth Power Gem 4s plus 1 more per 200 Beast Killer intensity. It will increase the damage done by Beast Killer by 4% per Earth Gem on the board. 2 passive, the first of which at the start of each turn it destroys all non-Earth Gems on the board and heal for 150% of your recovery. The second passive is a Gem Rainer, so at the start of each turn it moderately increases the spawn rate of Earth Gems. And we've got Brothers in Banditry again. Now this one is a really good one, Primal Protector, and this one works really well during the wave fights, because what it does, it creates 7 Earth Power Gem 5s, and it increases self damage by 20% for 2 turns. So that actually overlaps because it's got a 1 turn cooldown. So at some point you will have a 40% self boost on this card. But that's not the reason why it's on this combination. It's the cooldown. It's got a 1 turn cooldown. So every turn you can actually activate its battle skill, and you get that boost, that damage boost, that self damage boost, which will actually tap into the hidden passive or that inline passive that's in the battle skill of Mariachi, Marundas, and Quickstep Joseph Juanita. So the passive is the part that says whenever another Earth commander activates an attack or damage buff, that's a passive. So it's a passive within a battle skill. And this one taps into it every single time you activate its battle skill. And you can activate the battle skill every single turn, meaning every single turn you've got quite a number of Power Gem 5s being created. And that gets you through the wave fights quite quickly. So we're gonna go straight into the battle. We're gonna start first with a wave fight. We're gonna look at the quest deck. We're gonna see how well it performs. Then we're gonna look at the 2 decks that we've got for guild bosses and solo bosses. Now, one of the things that you can do on the wave fights, if you haven't got the current ultimate form or the current ultra rare, you can just create a deck. If you haven't got Vision of the Voids, or you haven't got anything to give you killer boost, you can use Primal Protector, or you can use another card that you can activate the battle skill every single turn to give you a boost. There's a card that I've got that does this quite well, and it's an older card. It's called Sinat, Everlasting Father. We're going to look at that a bit later. I'm going to see that card in action, because I'm going to take it out and take out Primal Protector and put that one in, and we're going to see how well that one actually performs. Now let's go straight into the battle. And we're gonna see how quickly this combination enable us to go through the quest map, because we do pretty decent damage with this deck, which allows us to complete quest map quite quickly. So it makes your turnover of trophies very fast. So the first card you want to activate is Juanita. The reason why you want to activate Juanita first is because you get a damage boost from the ultimate form, Mariachi, and you create extra power gems from Juanita's passive within our battle skill. And there you go. So you don't want to activate the ultimate form before the ultra rare. Now we're going to activate Primal Protectors, and there you go. We just got a full board of power gem. We crush the power gems, and we're able to do pretty decent damage without actually activating our brothers in Banditry or Vision of the Void. And there you go. We went through the first wave fight quite easily. Now we've got a mini boss, or rare spawn. Straight away we activate Primal Protectors again. We crush all our power gems, and this should take these bosses out no problem. That's because of the boost that we're getting from the ultimate form. The ultimate form gives us a pretty decent boost, and that enables all the cards to deal pretty decent damage. We got another rare spawn, so we're gonna activate first and foremost our ultra rare, then we activate the ultimate form. Primal Garden will be our next card, and we don't really need to activate our Vision of the Void or Brothers in Banditry. We don't really need to, and we can go straight through the fight without activating any of those two cards. That's all good this combination is. Now we've got the Wisp up. We don't really need a lot of power to take out the Wisp. And the next turn we're going to activate our ultra rare and then ultimate form again, and this activation should take us to the end of the fight. Now we've got none other than the ultimate. So we're going to take out the ultimate bosses, and we're going to go through a few fights in the ultimates. This should take out this one really easily. And then the final boss, which is always the strongest of all the bosses, I'm not going to activate Brothers in Banditry's battle skill, or our Vision of the Void, and we're going to take out the boss quite easily. The only card that I need to activate is Primal Protectors, and we've got enough power gems to give us enough damage to actually take this boss out on the first hit. And there we go. Well, it didn't work this time. It never works when you want it to actually work. It worked all the time, and what you know, the time when I actually want it to work, it didn't work. But it works most of the time anyway. But it just didn't work this time. But if you need more power, you've got more power. You could activate Vision of the Void, and you could activate Brothers in Banditry, and that would take care of the boss pretty easily. That takes care of that. Pretty easy fight. Pretty decent combination. There's other ways of creating that combination. You don't have to use the cards that I had on that combination. You don't really have to use Brothers in Banditry, and you don't really have to use Vision of the Void. You can use other cards within that combination. It's just a combination that I like to use, and that's the reason why I actually chose to use that particular combination. But you could use Shard Bearers, you could use any other card as long as you've got your ultra rare and your ultimate form on board. Now we're going to use one key, and this is the event deck, and we're going to see how much damage we can actually deal with one key. Now one key should give us almost 1 quadrillion damage, but let's do it first and see how much damage we're able to deal this turn, because you know, within this game damage actually fluctuates from attack to attack. One attack you can get a massive damage, and you're never able to replicate that damage throughout the entire event. So let's see the damage on Brothers in Banditry, because that's going to be our main damage dealer. He actually dealt 746 trillion. So the total damage dealt by this combination is just over 1.2 quadrillion. So that's really decent damage for just one key. Really decent damage. So we're going to take a look now at the non-event combination and see if we can half of the damage that we just dealt with the event, with the combination using the event deck. So we're going to use one key as well, and we're going to see the total amount of damage compared to the total amount of damage dealt by the one using the current ultimate form. The damage will be significantly high on the current combination, the combination using the current deck, because you've got like the 15 times bonus, you've got the 13 times bonus, and all of those lovely gem production coming from the ultra rare and ultimate form. So we didn't create quite as much power gems with this combination, but this combination we're getting quite a lot of damage boost. So 244 trillion for Brothers in Banditry on this one. So we did do just over 370 trillion damage with this combination. It's pretty decent damage from where I'm sitting. It's pretty decent damage, because you may find a deck out there that is unable to deal over 100 trillion, and this one is actually dealing over 370 trillion with one key. So that, for me, that's pretty decent damage. So I'm not too disappointed in that combination. I think that combination is a nice non-event combination, and if you haven't got Vision of the Void, you can use another ultimate form that's gonna give you the killer bonus. Now we did manage to get I did manage to get one of the relics this morning, which is a nice relic. It upgrades 1 power gem every turn, 1 power gem of the leader's affinity every single turn, which is quite nice. Can't wait to see what the others does. Let's go in and have a look at the collection. So you have to collect maps and all of that wonderful stuff to actually get the others. So I got the one, I think, I'm not sure what it is, but I've still got a few more to collect. So I've got quite a few, but I'm not sure what else do I need to collect to actually, I think I need to collect maps as well to get the other 3, but we'll see how we get on. So that's gonna be it from me today. Until the next video, this is Octane saying like, subscribe, leave a comment below if you've got a comment, if you've got a question, or you got a suggestion. Until next time, peace and have a great day. Bye for now.